Yo, what's up guys, I'm back on a video for, now this is going to be my first video for FC25 and it's going to be a lot of videos to come out very soon, so if you do enjoy the content, please do subscribe because I am trying to make a lot of content for you guys and honestly, in the long run, maybe even try and make it as a full time, but we'll see about that. So, on this, we've kind of got like the most overpowered players in each league, so this is obviously going to be the Prem Edition. Now, it's going to be a little bit of a tier list format, but it's not really going to be a tier list because all of these cards are going to be the most overpowered in the Prem. So even if they're in D tier, they're still one of the most overpowered for the start of the game. But let's get into it. So first is Mickey van der Ven. As you can see, he's stupidly fast, rightly so as well. He's got really good defending as well. Unfortunately, playstyle's only got block and slide, which we don't really know what the meta is so far this year, so it could actually be block or slide. But in the hindsight of it, it's probably going to anticipate again, but he's incredibly fast. And I put Mickey van der Ven in A tier. He's going to be a very, very usable and very, very OP card at the start of the game. Next up, we have Christopher Nkunku. Now, on the board overall, he's quite consistently good. 81s in pretty much all of the stats except from dribbling, where he's got the 86. Nice playstyle as well with finesse, incisive, technical. I wish he had a technical plus or a 4-star weak foot. Both of them were making really good. It's a consistent card. It'll be a really good card at the start of the game. I think he's going to be about 50k. But for me, in terms of usability after a few weeks, I'm going to put him in C tier. He's still a good card. Maybe put him in B tier because of the 5-star skills. But overall, I just don't think he's quite as good as some of the other cards on this list. Next up, it's one of the most annoying cards every single year. It's Virgil van Dijk. Now, Aerial Plus, as always, got Anticipate, which is so annoying. Jockey, which is going to be one of the most frustrating ones, because he's so tall, that Jockey helps him massively. Long Ball as well, if you need it to. Only got the 3-star weak foot to play it out from the back, but that doesn't really particularly matter that much. It's Van Dijk. He's so strong, so good defensively. Pace is decent, especially that sprint speed. He's just going to be a joke, and if corners are anything like they were last year and the aerial meta, it's over for everyone. He's going to be so good. Obviously, S tier. He's going to be, if not the best centre-back, the gold centre-back, should I say, in the game. It's just so stupid. Now, like I mentioned, there's going to be a lot of cards on this list that aren't deserving of where they are in the tier list, and it is pretty much just a null and void tier list. It's just to showcase the most overpowered players. But Kudus, he's got good pace, good dribbling, got the technical, got the first touch with the 4-star skills as well. Unfortunately, only has the 3-star weak foot and a little bit low finishing in 77. But he can play on the right, the left, the cam. He's got a nice bit of versatility about him, and obviously at the start of the game, he's only going to be like 30, 40k, I reckon. That's obviously just guesswork, so don't take that too seriously. But overall, I think he's going to be a good, usable starter card, especially being from the Premier League. I'm going to put him in D, unfortunately, purely because there's going to be a lot better on this list. But overall, as a winger in the Premier League, he's going to be a nice budget starter for you. Next up is Kanate. Now, it's a little bit of a Van Dijk understudy, and what I mean by that is very, very similar, where he's got decent-ish pace, but obviously the sprint speed outweighs the acceleration massively. Got the aerial as well, very tall, very big, very strong centre-back. Now, although I don't think he's going to be quite as good as Mickey van der Ven, I still think he'll be a good starter, especially being French and from Liverpool. He's got a lot of links that you can pull him in with, but if you do want like a quite nice, well-rounded centre-back, I would say Kanate is going to be one of your best bets, especially since he does have that bruiser as well. So for me, I'm going to put him in B tier. Talking to French centre-backs, here comes the Rolls Royce, Saliba. Obviously, he's got the Anticipate Plus this year, which, oh my god, he's going to be so good with it. It's so stupid. Unfortunately, it only has the Jockey as well, but Anticipate and Jockey are my two favourite out of the defending playstyles, besides maybe Intercept as well. But both of them go really nicely together. Obviously, got really good acceleration as well for someone of his stature, but really good sprint speed, good strength as well. This card is going to be stupidly good. I predict he's going to be like the new Varane, pretty much. He's going to be like 200, 300k probably, maybe a little bit less than that. But that Anticipate, if it's anything like it was last year, this card is going to be stupidly good overall. Obviously, another S tier centre-back for me. Now, London Buses, another centre-back comes in, it's Nathan Ake. Now, on overall for this card, he's got decent pace, decent defending. Physical is a little bit low for centre-back in my opinion. I do quite like a strong centre-back, and especially want to have over 80 physical, sorry. So for me, especially with no playstyles at all in this card somehow, I do think he's a little bit going to be overshadowed by like the Kanates and the Van der Vens. So for me, I'm going to put him in C tier, unfortunately. Obviously, he's still going to be a good centre-back with that pace, but I just don't quite think he's going to be up to the level of the best in the Premier League. Next up is Phil Foden. Now, this card has had a nice upgrade from last year, and deservedly so, player of the season. So, he's got 86 pace, 86 shooting, obviously got the 85 passing and the 90 dribbling. Now, because Messi's a little bit lower than what he normally is, this is kind of not really like the Messi regen, because I'm not comparing them in real life. I just mean like with the agility and the technical plus. He's going to be really, really good in game. He can play both sides, play cam as well. Unfortunately, only got 3 playstyles and one of them being Flare, so it's a little bit annoying. And the one thing I don't particularly like or agree with is the fact he's got a 3-star weave. I think that should be 4 personally. But for me, Foden's going to go to A tier. Maybe a little bit harsh to not put him in the S tier category. But like I said, I think there's better Premier League cards out there, which you'll see later in the video. Next up is Luis Diaz. Now, 4-star skills, 4-star weave was a nice start, especially for the start of the game. Obviously, got decent pace on the card, decent dribbling as well. It's a little bit of a glorified Kudus, where he's got same dribbling, same pace pretty much. Obviously, a little bit better shooting overall and that 4-star weave. But so for me, obviously Diaz is Premier League, he can play both sides, he's going to get a lot of links, and that technical and the quick step is nice. So for me, I'm going to put him in B tier. It's going to be a very good card. I don't think he's going to be a card used for that long, but in terms of wingers, considering there's not actually that many good ones this year, I think he's going to be one of the better ones, so that's why I put him in B tier. Now next up is Gabriel Martinelli. Now he's had a few downgrades from last year, because I think he was 84 rated with a 4-star weave, so both of them have changed. Obviously, similar to Kudus, he's got similar pace, similar dribbling, and then again, the shooting and also the passing are quite similar. It's not actually worlds apart from each other with those cards. Obviously, low shot power, finishing is okay, composure is a little bit on the low side, and again, strength is a little bit low. I know most wingers aren't going to be the strongest, but for me, Martinelli isn't really what he used to be. I'm going to put him in D tier. He's still going to be a great card, don't get me wrong, especially for the first week or so. But for me, I just feel like after that week goes out, there's going to be better cards, or you're going to be able to afford better cards out there. Now next up is Kyle Walker. Now obviously, he's 84 rated, he stayed the same as usual, but he's had a little bit of a pace downgrade again. I'm not sure how much I agree with it, because he's still as fast as he used to be and still clocking at really high speeds, but the acceleration is a little bit low for fullback, but that sprint speed is incredibly good. Got jockey and rapid as well, which definitely helps him, and does have the 2-star weak foot, which again is not great at all. Now for me, I don't really think this Walker card's going to be that viable. Obviously there's not that many good right backs in the game, but of course, it's Kyle Walker. A lot of people favour him over most right backs. So for me, unfortunately, I'm going to put him in S tier. I do like Kyle, but I just feel like it's a little bit glorified. I know he's 84 rated, but I just feel like that card's not actually as good as people say it is, and he'd still be like 100k. Next up is Heung-min Son. Obviously, got the Finesse Plus, just like normal, 5-star weave foot, exactly the same as what he used to be like. Got the Rapid and the Quick Step, which are both really, really nice to complement that Finesse Plus as well. Now, if the Finesse Plus is anything like it was at the start of last year, this card is going to be so unbelievably broken. Obviously, great finisher, great pace. Agility is a little bit low on the 81, but if you do put an engine on him like most people do, it shouldn't be an issue, and it obviously is a little bit on the weaker side. But if you utilise those 4-star skills, that 5-star weak foot with the Finesse Plus, it's just going to be a recipe for disaster. And 89 finishing at the start of the game is going to be very, very deadly, because a lot of keepers are quite bad. Obviously, it's an S tier. I don't even think I needed to say it, but if I did, it's going to be an S tier card. Next up is Leandro Trossard. Now, on overall stats, he's a little bit like Nkunku, where he's very, very consistent overall. Instead of the 5-star skills, though, he's got the 5-star weak foot and 4-star skills. So, obviously, really good acceleration, low sprint speed. He's a little bit on the weaker side with that strength, but he's got great finishing, great agility overall. Now, if I was to redo this tier list, I probably would put Trossard into the B tier category, but unfortunately he is going to be C for me. I'm not sure. I think I was debating between the two, but I think because of some of the other cards in the C tier, I think he's around the same as them, so that is why I put him there. But overall, he's going to be a very, very slept on card in my opinion at the start of the game. Next up is Manu Akanji. Now, he's had a nice upgrade from last year, and deservedly so. He's been incredible in the Premier League. He's a very, very underrated Premier League centre-backs in there. There's always like Van Dijk, Saliba, Ruben Diaz, but no one really talks about Akanji, and he's very, very consistently solid. Now, on his card as well, exact same. Pace is consistently good, acceleration, sprint speed, very good strength as well. Good passing, obviously good physicals as well. There's not really too much you can fault about this card. Got the 4-star weak foot as well. Playstyles, unfortunately, is something it does let him down, and is exactly why he's getting into an A tier for me. He's not quite an S tier card, even on the stats wise, but I do think he's on a similar level to Mickey van der Ven, so that's why he is going to go as the A tier for me. Now, the cheaper version of Walker is Diogo Dalot. Obviously, decent pace, okay defending, okay physical. For a fullback, it's actually not even a bad card. The only thing I don't really like is the fact he's only got a technical on the slide. I wish he had like an intercept or an anticipate or something along them lines. Overall, is actually quite a consistent card. I don't see him being that expensive at the start of the game as well. I am going to put him personally. He's 6 foot tall as well, so he can even win some aerial battles, can play both sides. 4-star, 4-star. I'm going to put him into C tier category. He is definitely a usable starter. right back, especially since he's United, he's Portuguese. You can get a lot of hybrid links going with him. I do think that's quite a good, solid card. Now, very, very similar to Dalot is Udogi. Obviously, he's a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, a little bit better overall. Obviously, similar heights as well. He has got the quick step and also the whip, so he's going to be a little bit more attacking fullback because obviously he's not really going to be the best defensively without those playstyles. But at the start of the game, he's got 81 interceptions, so that should be perfectly good enough. He does actually look like a little bit of a older version of Mendy when he was 82 rated, but obviously now there's playstyles in the game. There's going to be a little bit of different factors. But for me, I'm going to put Udogi in B tier. I do think he's going to be good. I just don't quite think he's going to be up to the upper levels as people are saying he is. It is definitely a decent card. And obviously Italian, you don't really see that very often in the Premier League. But Links is going to be nice. Spurs as well. But unfortunately, I don't quite think he's just that top level card yet. Next up is Jeremy Doku. Now, obviously, really good pace, really good dribbling. The pace with the Rapid Plus as well is really, really nice. They don't really tend to give out that many playstyle pluses for low-rated cards, but he does have Rapid, which is really nice, along with that quick step. Now, unfortunately, it's 4-star, 3-star, just like Kudus. Now, if you're going to use him as a pace and agility card, and that only, he's going to be really, really good. But his overall game with the shooting as well, at 73 finishing, I am going to put him in D tier. He's obviously not going to be that bad. He's going to be quite OP at the start of the game with that Rapid Plus. But overall, compared to some of the cards, like I've mentioned many times, he's not going to be as good. But I feel like if you can use that Rapid Plus well, he could be very, very OP on that wide. Now, next up will be Erling Haaland. Now, I think I can speak for most of the population of FIFA of last year. This guy gave everyone nightmares with his Team of the Year, Team of the Season. Even at 94 rated quite early on with that Aerial Plus, that was when the meta was starting to get going. But he's got the Acrobatic Plus, which again, I don't really agree with. I think that should be different than that. I think it maybe should be not finesse, but maybe like bruise or something like that, because he's very, very strong and physical. And again, that 3-star weak foot should be 4 or even 5-star. But overall, he's still going to be really OP, got really good pace, good shooting, good physicals, got that press proven, which is added from last year, which I do really like. So overall, he's going to be a very deadly card. Obviously, S tier, I don't even think I need to mention that. But hopefully he doesn't give as many people nightmares as he did this year. Next up we have Diogo Jota. Now obviously 4-star skills, 5-star weaver. Very, very similar card. Considering they're 2 ratings apart, Trossard and Jota have very, very similar cards in terms of dribbling, the pace, the shooting. Now obviously if you want a cheap, really good finisher, Jota is probably your go-to guy. He's not got finesse or power shot in the playstyles, but obviously with his shooting stats he's got and the 5-star weak foot, he's going to be very, very clinical. And he's not really the weakest of cards either, so he won't get pushed off that easily. But for me, I'm going to put Jota in C tier. I think that pace is a little bit of a letdown. I know the acceleration is good on it. But if we're comparing to some of the other cards, I don't think he's going to be as meta as the rest of them. Next up is Josko Gvardiol. Now, overall for this card, he's very, very consistent. Now, what I mean by that, he's obviously got the pace play, which is really nice, got the higher acceleration, sprint speed, got very good defending, very good physicals, play styles. He's got pinged, he's got a long ball, he's got the jockey as well. No anticipate or intercept, which is a little bit frustrating. But obviously, we don't know how good Block Plus is going to be this year, so it could be very OP for him. It's just a very, very solid card overall. Obviously, he's a left back, but he's pretty much everyone's going to play him as centre back at the start of the game. He's going to be a very, very solid and underrated pick in my opinion. I'm going to put him in B tier. I do think he's going to be quite good. Not as good as Akanji or Van der Ven, but I still think he's a very solid pick overall. Next up is Mohamed Salah. Now, obviously, he's got the 4-star skills, 3-star weak for exactly the same as last year. Now, I think he's actually had a -1 downgrade in terms of rating, which is a little bit unfair, because then he is literally scoring the pretty much same amount every single year, but that's just EA for you. Obviously, got the finesse plus just like normal. Got Travella, got Rapid. He's really a very, very consistent card overall. Obviously, if those finesses do go as well as I think they're going to go this year, that's going to be very, very deadly, especially for a winger to have finesse plus. It's just stupidly good. Obviously, another S tier card. I don't even think I needed to say that. Next up is Chiesa. Now, obviously, 4-star skills, 4-star weaver, just transferred in from Juventus to Liverpool. I think it's a very, very good card and a very OP one. I wish he still had that quick step plus. This would make this card even better. But he can play striker, left side, right side. Got the finesse as well, rapid quick step. He's a very, very good card. I think he's going to be one of the better of the cheaper wingers, not like the Salahs and the Fodens. I think he's going to be very, very usable and good overall for quite a while, especially with those stats he's got. He's got the agility, he's got the pace, he's got the shooting. Obviously, he's a little bit on the weaker side, but overall, that can be patched. For me, I'm going to put him in A tier. He's going to be a very, very solid card overall. Next up is Sandro Tonali. Now, obviously, 3-star skills, 4-star weave was a great start to have. Great pace on this card, good defending, good physical. For a midfielder, he's a very, very solid card. I would say you keep him more deeper, so obviously that shooting is not great. Now, playstyle-wise, got Relentless, which is really nice, especially for the start, when you're not going to have that many subs, or not that many coins for subs, and obviously players are going to die a lot faster than we'll do at the end of the year, so that's really, really good to have. Long ball again is going to be really nice. Now, unfortunately, doesn't have any passing playstyles, which I do wish he had. But overall, it's going to be a very good, very consistent card. And for me personally, I think he's going to be the best Prem midfielder a lot, because De Bruyne's a little bit slow, Bernardo's a little bit weak with no defending. There's not really that many great options, so this is why I think that Tonali is going to be really good at the start. For me, I'm going to put him in S tier. I think he's going to be the best Prem centre mid out there. But those are all my tier list. As always, I hope you enjoyed. Obviously, like I said, there'll be a lot more content coming out on FC25 soon. So if you did enjoy, please do subscribe. If not, let me know what I can do better in the comments. I think it's like 98% of people aren't subscribed to the channel. So please do let me know what I can do better if not. But I've got some more to say, so I'll see you in the next video, and peace out, guys.